of Sky Blue Waters, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and inside of the historic Williams Arena, Big Ten Plus brings you men's college basketball. It's the final contest of a 6-game homestand as the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers welcome the Central Michigan University Chippewas to the Twin Cities.
Well, that's great for the Gophers, given that he leads the team in basically every offensive stat other than assists.
As we take a look now at the starting lineups for the visiting Chippewas, it's the dynamic backcourt of Pritchard and Vasco. Hetty is the wing of choice, Jonga at power forward, and Ugnius Jarusevicius up front, returning after missing the second half of the Central State game with a back issue. For the Golden Gophers, they're still without Mike Mitchell Jr. He misses his fourth consecutive game with an ankle injury, replaced by Odu Cali at the 2 guard, joined by Lakai Patterson in the backcourt. Rigsby will start at the wing. Up front, it's Frank Mitchell and Garcia.
Well, about the starting lineups to be expected on both sides, the Gophers, as you said, still filling the shoes of Mike Mitchell Jr., but pretty standard lineups this time of the year for both teams.
Minnesota will work from left to right here in the first quarter, wearing gold. Central Michigan from right to left, wearing maroon. Garcia and Jarusevicius will tip it off, and here we go. Patterson controls for the maroon and gold. Gophers respond with some light full court pressure here. Now Odu Cali will drop out. Anthony Pritchard over the timeline. Again, we mentioned it in our open. Preseason MAC Player of the Year. First team All-MAC a season ago. And the co-defensive Player of the Year 2 seasons ago. First MAC DPOTY from Michigan, Central Michigan, as Jarusevicius has fouled inside since Chris Kamen in 2003, as we get some extracurricular pushes and shoves, but Jarusevicius will head to the line for the Chippewas.
It was him and Frank Mitchell getting a little bit rowdy, and certainly something that we'll keep our eyes on. Here's that replay. As you see, just a perfect feed, just got a little bit caught up on Rigsby.
Ugnius Jarusevicius at the line. They call him the Big Oogie, 58.3% on the season, and he'll shoot 2. First free throw falls, and we get our game's first substitution. Already checking in is the freshman Isaac Asama. He'll replace Rigsby. Asama, the freshman from Cherry, Minnesota, about 60 miles northwest of Duluth, nestled in the Iron Range.
Well, we saw on that, or heard on that free throw, great atmosphere here at the barn. Most of that noise coming from the student section, of course.
Jarusevicius goes 2 for 2 at the line.
Well, he's somebody we can absolutely expect to bring the fireworks.
Pritchard splits the D. Really nice playmaking there from Pritchard. He sets up Jarusevicius for the sophomore from Pueblo.
Taking up more bodies near the points just completely opens that shot up.
The big man from downtown, Jarusevicius, connects. Central Michigan ball off of the Parker Fox traveling violation. Speaking of big men who can space the floor, Jarusevicius fresh off that 3-point try. As Bonds controls, Jarusevicius, he's going to try it again. Why not? It's good. Jarusevicius 2 for 2, and he is feeling it.
Well, always fun to see the bigs get some success behind the arc.
We'll give and go there with Bonds. Jarusevicius, it's good. Jarusevicius, 3 of 3 from downtown, 4-point lead for the Chippewas. 4 points away from a double-double. Pritchard, nice pass there, and fouled on his way up is Jarusevicius. He'll head to the line and shoot a pair.
Well, again, both teams struggling on the scoring front. Central Michigan, a 2-minute, 9-second scoring drought, though, of course, a big chance to change that here. Getting the big guy going again in this second half after such a prolific first half would really be a good way for this team to rebuild momentum.
2 for 2 at the line here in this one. 58% shooter on the season coming in, and the first one is true. 1-point lead now for Central Michigan as Brennan Rigsby will check back in, replacing Odu Cali. Vanderjack will come out for Central Michigan, and Bonds will replace him. Second free throw on the way. Bullseye.
Well, the Gophers have been able to manage with the tempo they've been playing at, but it really seems like they would be able to have more success if they fed the post with more motion and really drove in a bit more, because they've been really relying on these tough mid-range, lower percentage shots. and that hasn't been a recipe for success so far.
Jarusevicius forces his way to the rim and lets him know after the fact. Garcia's second free throw on the way, and that one will go. Back up to a 3-point Minnesota lead, 68-65. Have to imagine Minnesota's going to be looking to foul. Pritchard over the timeline, driving, keeps his feet, gives it off. It's loose in the paint. Vasco, three-pointer on the way, off the left rim. Off of Ugnius out of bounds, 2.9 to play. Ugnius and Jarusevicius were fighting for it down low. We'll go to review just to make sure, but that sure looked like it was off of Ugnius. 2.9 to play, 3-point lead for the Golden Gophers as we head back to review.
Well, good job by Central Michigan by fighting for that play a little bit. It got broken up when they were trying to beat that press and get past the foul, because the Gophers, were using that same strategy of trying to burn some clock on the foul. As with that look,
sure looks like it went off the left leg of Ugnius. Refs will take a look just to make sure, but Caden Vasco had the game in his hands from the right wing, couldn't connect on the three-pointer. Could not have asked for a better look there for Central Michigan, and they will have an opportunity to draw up a baseline out-of-bounds play here with 2.9 to play.
Well, again, that review goes to benefit the Chippewas again. That's several unofficial timeouts that they've gotten through replay review.
It'll be Pritchard to inbound. He's got Vasco, Jarusevicius, Hetty, and Vanderjack as his options. Screenplay is not open. They'll throw it over the top. Hetty with a three. It comes up short. The Golden Gophers hang on to win 68-65. Your final from Williams Arena, and you can cue the rouser.